We will start here, Ben, by looking at the guard out of Alabama. We'll go to Labaron Philon, which is to me, it's a confusing name to read because obviously you just automatically go, oh, LeBron. No, Labaron.
Labaron
Labaron.
Philon.
It's a great name. Philon's a great surname. Labaron's a great first name. So he's got already that huge W in his pocket. But there's a few of these guys in this draft where you go, okay, there's some exciting stuff here. He averaged 2 steals and 5.5 assists per 36 minutes, but under 32% shooting. Is that like that's I mean, like, oh, okay, you're a guard, you're 6'4", like, yeah, he's not super small, but he's not super big. Like, is that the problem? Is that shooting deficiency a real concern and a turn off for him?
It's definitely somewhat of a concern, but not my main concern. My main concern with Philon from an offensive standpoint would be his finishing and his scoring at the basket. Whereas for his shooting, like the numbers weren't great. But if we look at the other indicators, like his free throw percentage was good. He was a great, long mid-range shooter. He was a more effective three-point shooter in high school than he was in college, which of course, isn't everything, but should be added onto the sample. But Philon to me is like one of the more interesting, like underrated upside swings in this class where he's a frail guy and the shooting and some of the scoring stuff obviously needs work, but there just aren't a lot of players at his height who can like change directions and have the juice that Philon does with the ball. I think he can be a really dynamic advantage creator at the next level. He's a great passer. He's a great defender. And he has a lot of experience playing different roles where he obviously had to be like a role player for this Alabama team as like a connecting guard, but he's been a star at like the high school level, done different things in different roles. But yeah, just like the finishing, very poor finisher, like below 50% at the rim in the half court, can't get up much, but I think his touch is solid, and a lot of it, of course, just like it does for so many players, is going to depend a lot on just how they can improve their strength and their physicality as they get older.
I just realized on this graphic I forgot to change the Georgia symbol out for Alabama, so I apologize to all Alabama fans. I apologize to Georgia fans. I apologize to anyone who's completely crazy about that. Yes, I know he went to Alabama. I apologize that G is there. It should be an A. Just imagine it's there. Just tape it onto your screen or something. He's one of those guys again that like we've seen these sort of frail, smallish sort of guards. Are they a point guard? Are they a two? Come in the last couple of years, like Bones Highland, one of those sort of players. I'm not saying they're the same sort of guy, but that guy, maybe look, there's the flash, there's the excitement. Does it work? Can he hold up defensively? Can he do these things? And for Bones, it didn't work. And there's someone that was like that in the last year or two as well that I can't really remember. But anyway, there's a lot of these sort of players that come through who are this sort of college spark plug sort of guy that I think best case for Philon is probably as a bench guard, as an offensive sort of guy that can come in and just provide that little bit of a spark and that ball handling ability. Now, we see those steal numbers, right? You can see that they're big. 2 steals per 36 is huge. And we talked about that earlier with Cooper Flagg. Is this a case where Labaron Philon is getting steals at this level because he's a great defender, or is he getting them because of an athletic advantage? And often, a player like this who's a smaller guard who had big steal numbers in college, who's not a big steals guy or defender now, is Donovan Mitchell, right? He did that, but that steal number translated him to being a great real-life NBA player.
Yep.
Is Philon doing that through, Alex Caruso's type positioning and anticipation, or is he doing it through athletic gifts and that's not really going to be a thing for him?
I do think he's an excellent defender, but like I said, the strength to me is the main limiting factor in the frame. Like, he will get absolutely flattened on some screens just because, like, he's anticipating. He's got the feet and the agility to get around him, but there's just some players who are just going to wall him off because he's super skinny and doesn't have functional strength. But outside of that, I'd say I'm quite confident in his defense. Like the steal numbers, great hands, great anticipation, so quick when he gets to sit down in his stance. And when he doesn't get clobbered by those, his screen navigation is very like boom or bust. He's either getting clobbered by a guy and ending up on his ass, or he's sticking to a guard like glue and not letting him get anything. So I think similar to his offense for me, where there's certainly a world where Philon doesn't really work as a defender, but I could also see a world where he adds strength, where he continues to work on his screen navigation and becomes a legitimately excellent NBA defender. But like you said, I think like the steal numbers, a lot of the statistical indicators for him just kind of point to the fact that he does have some pretty impressive athletic traits, those being right, like the burst, the quick twitch movements, and his ability to change directions and like glide is something I value a lot for projecting defenders, and I think Philon definitely has those traits.
Last guy we're going to talk about